Hi everybody, this is Sunny from Sunny Side Up Journals, and today I'm going to have some tea and I'm going to pre-decorate pages in my current journal. This is a journal that I built myself. It's got a generous 3-inch spine to it and 2 signatures, and this was made out of like Amazon packaging, birthday cards, shopping bags, lots of things that I collected over the last few months of 2021. So what you'll notice is that in any of the journals that I work on, you'll notice that there's like 3 different categories of pages. You have ones that are completely done, like these ones. I consider this to be done-ish, although I could probably decorate more here. But, you know, I did some writing, I did some journaling, I put stuff in here, doodles, whatever, okay? So that's one section of my journal. And then you'll have sort of this middle section. I'm going up to like here, maybe? Yeah, here. That are pre-decorated, but they're not filled in, right? There's a bunch of empty space here, but it's sort of ready for me to come at it with a pen. This, for example, I think this is so inviting. It's got this stenciling, it's got some fodder, it's got a little message, and one day when I'm just feeling like journaling, I can come here and write. I don't have to sit there and try to find what goes with this page, what looks good, etc., etc. This is pre-decorated. This is just by nature, because it was under paper, is already decorated. This is a little piece of fodder that I stapled in, a printable that I glued in. Same here. I just did a little watercolor wash here and some very light stenciling. I don't know if you could even catch that. Depends on the light, right? This as well. You know, I put in these little sequin dots, some paint, and just some pre-decoration to help with, you know, the overall flow of journaling. And then the majority, because I just started this journal a few days ago, really, the majority of the pages are pretty blank. Now, it's interesting blank because it's a junk journal, so there's a variety of colors and papers and things like that. But for the most part, you'll see that it's pretty blank. There's no washi tape. There's a sticker. Stickers. There's no paint down on the pages. It's very much a blank slate. So I want to, first, let me just explain how I go through my journals. So let me get a piece of paper here. So you'll notice in all of the journals that I work on, if this is sort of the timeline of my journal, or like sort of the span of my journal, there's a segment of pages that are complete, like the ones I showed you. There's a segment of pages that are pre-decorated, and then there's a bunch that are just blank, like the end of my journal. And what I'll do is some days I'll just really feel like writing, and so I'll come through and I'll journal a little bit. Some days I don't have anything to really write about, but I really feel like just, you know, mindlessly putting down some paint or a wash, or stick some stickers on, or glue bits of fodder onto a page. Then I'll just do a little bit of pre-decorating then, and then another day I'll feel like journaling some more, and I'll just complete like 5-6 pages, and then so on and so forth. And so I'll carry on this way until we get to the end of the journal. So what I'm going to be showing you today is sort of what goes on here. What am I doing to pre-decorate the pages? Make them inviting, make them enjoyable to journal on, where I'm not staring at a blank page like this and trying to be like, okay, I need to write and decorate and, you know, make it cohesive. That's too intimidating. I don't like that. This is supposed to be a very relaxing hobby for me. So I like to have those pages pre-decorated. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And I thought I would just talk you through what I do. So let's find the first sort of blank page. Okay, this one. So for me, again, I don't like coming to a page like this and seeing nothing on it. So I'm just gonna put down some. I think this is Quin Rose, which is, of course, not of course, how would you know? This is one of my favorite colors, my watercolors here. This palette, by the way, is from Sylvan Clayworks, and I was so fortunate to be able to get one of these palettes last year because her shop updates are insane. I don't know if you've ever shopped a small business that has these timed drops. I do them too for my yarn and things like that, for my fiber arts, and people are pretty on top of it, and they're refreshing the page and trying to buy up the supply, and that's what I had to do to get this palette. Totally worth it though. I just love how the paint flows on it, and it's just so gorgeous. Okay, so I know that's nothing, and it literally took no talent, right? You saw me do it. It was just like do, right? But it's so much more, again, inviting and interesting than, say, this, right? So I'm just going to dry this off camera so I'm not blowing out your ears. Okay, so that's all dry, and now what I'm going to do is, I found this piece of fodder just sitting on my desk, and I like it, and I want to glue it. I think it goes well. What do you think? Here's good? Oh, sure. Okay. And what else? What else? What do you think, you guys? Sure, why not? Where's the end of this tape? Here we go. That's fun. Okay. I got some fabric here. Should we put some fabric on it? Maybe a little piece. Sure. I'm going to use fabric glue for this one. The little glue stick probably can't handle this piece of fabric. There. Okay. I feel good about it. We'll move on. And the nice thing is I can always just kind of flip back and decide to add more stuff here. You know, whenever I feel like it. Okay. I always like to put down a wash of paint. Let's see. I'm going to turn this so you guys can see a little better. Kind of feel like this should be a more like moody palette. Oh yeah. I like that. And you know what I really like about painting in a junk journal like this is that there's just no pressure. When you have a nice piece of cold press, hard, you know, like 140-pound watercolor paper, I feel like, oh, I don't want to damage it, or I don't want to like start painting on it because it costs a lot, or it's, you know, it's such good quality, I don't want to ruin it. This is junk. Like this paper is not particularly valuable. I mean, it is to me because it's part of my journal now, but I just feel a freedom to just be super messy. And sometimes, whether you're a child or a grown-up, you just need to make a mess. And this is hard for me to say because I am not. I am just a very type A person. But this journaling and fiber arts and mixed media forces me to be more in the moment and just very playful. And that's what I need more in my life. Okay, I'm going to dry this again. Okay, so this is dry now. And what I feel like doing here is I actually want to use a little stamping. I got this at Goodwill for $2. What a steal, huh? Let me tell you, like, I used to think stamps were silly because, like, I was like, what's the point of them? You only have one pattern to work with. You would have to buy a whole nother stamp to get any other pattern. Okay, yeah, totally. But if you buy a few strategic patterns that you like and ones that are not, this is a little like flowery, a little snowflakey maybe. So it works well in the winter. But you know, if you find one that's like just dots or circles and it's small, you can actually use them so versatilely. I'm gonna just go ahead and say that's a word. So even if it doesn't stamp perfectly well, I kind of like that. I like that shadowing effect. Let's get a little bit more there. Good, good. And then I got this little dauber, and I'm gonna daub it on my stamp pad here. Okay, and should we use this one? Do you like it? Sure. Why not? Just put in a few flowers. Oh yeah, look at that. That's fun. For me, I think the key is to keep it very light colored so that I can still write on top of it and it won't distract. I also like a very busy page, if you haven't noticed. If you haven't figured that out by now, that I like my pages very busy and like loud and kind of wonderfully chaotic. So I like that sort of aesthetic. If you're not into that, that's cool. You can just do like a flower up here and a flower down here, kind of like what I did here. This might be more your aesthetic. And it is mine too. I just like the option of having this kind of aesthetic as well. And then I just sort of dab the rest of this on here. Great. So see how that is so much more inviting? This makes me want to write all over it. This is already done for some reason. That's fun. There's a card in here that I inserted. Isn't that pretty? What can I stick in there? What is in... Huh. That's a hard piece of chipboard that I think I cut off of something. Could that go in there? What do you think? Yeah? Okay, let's do it. Let's leave it in there. If I don't like it, I can always take it out. Oh, it's very heavy though. Anyone recognize the paper source packaging? Okay, what am I going to do with this page? I already think that it has plenty of interest because it's got this writing on here. So I might just do a very simple, let's see. What do you think about this gold? It's like, it's okay. This is not one of my nice washi tapes. This is one that I got kind of as a giant pack off of the you-know-what big evil online store. I'm just kidding. I kind of love Amazon. But I always feel a little bit of shame buying stuff on Amazon. I don't know why. Okay. That just feels like it's been lived in, so I like that. The other thing, if you have pages like this, if you buy a journal from me and I have a pocket that goes inwards like this and you're like, how could that hold anything? If you want, you can always put a little paper clip. And how cute is that? In fact, I'm gonna leave it like that because I love it so much. You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna add paint to this. You wanna do green or, oh, should we try to match this color? Yeah. try. Oh, yep. Yeah, I like that. Just kind of, I might just do like the border this time instead of coloring the whole page. That feels good. Okay, and then I'm just gonna sort of leave it. It's already kind of dry because it's super thin paper. Oh, and it's sort of cool. I must have put this in beforehand. I don't remember doing it, but I did. This is washi tape, and it actually sort of looks like a smoky, misty forest. I love it. I must have done that already too. I guess I pre-decorated more pages than I thought. I'm just going to sort of reflect this green and put some green in here. Also because I already watered down my green paint and I don't want to waste it. That's also sometimes a reason why I do what I do. And I'm just here to relax and unwind from my otherwise super busy life. And let's make a mess while we're at it. Okay, I like that. Okay, so you kind of get the gist. I'll post another video later on where I go through and go back through here and add more stuff to these pages. But I just wanted to introduce you to the way that I pre-decorate my pages, something that I learned from watching a lot of other YouTubers, especially Loveland's Life. If she ever followed me, I would totally geek out. And seeing how effective that is to pre-decorate, and then all you need to do is just go through and do your writing, kind of like what I showed on my handy dandy post-it. Okay, so I hope this was helpful for you, and I hope this was even if you're not a journaler, this was nice and fun and relaxing. And thank you so much. I would love it if you could subscribe. And that's it. Have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.